folks, welcome to Major Diesel. Today we're going to look at some of the disasters of dealing with an old tractor. Look down inside it, look in the radiator. There's absolutely no water in the top half of this engine. Makes it easier for taking the head off, but it also means that there's a possibility something is broke, or there's a possibility it was simply drained. We'll wait and see that as we go along. Well, look at it now. I took the tappet cover off, and I took the rocker shaft off, and I took a block of maple here. I don't know if you can see that. And I used it to hammer on top of each of the valves lightly and tapped them with a hammer. Valve on number 1, exhaust valve, went down, opened up and wouldn't close. Intake valve on number 1 won't move. On number 2, the intake valve is totally free, but the exhaust valve went down and it won't come back up. Number 3 cylinder, the exhaust valve went down, the intake valve will not move. Number 4 cylinder, the intake valve won't go down, but the exhaust valve went down. So all of the exhaust valves moved. The intake valves were slightly stuck, which means that the intake where the water went in hasn't been rusting it hard enough. It's only had water in it for a short time, or it's had enough water in it that it has not turned to solid rust. So I think that I'm safe now to take the head off the motor. So that's my next job. Now we can try to lift the head up yeah, see, it's free. It's totally free and loose. Okay. Yes, that's good. I can pull that wedge out of there. And I'll have to turn you off here and show you when I'm done. Okay, now we can look at the nasty. See this here? There's some loose water on top of the cylinder. This cylinder, the back cylinder. Oh, the back cylinder, the sleeve is actually busted from having water in it. And number 1 cylinder. Okay, well, like I said, this block is due for, well, looking at that head gasket, I might be able to use it again. But this block is due for a total changeover to diesel. Okay, there's a little rubber plug, and there's a rubber washer that needs to be replaced. And yeah, now the cylinder liners are going to be okay. Now that I have the head off, I can try to turn the motor over and see if it pushes the liners out. I just pulled the dipstick here. And look at that. Water and rust. I'll probably have to remove the oil pan yet. Who knows? Well, we took the head off the engine, and I took the radiator off the front. And that what I found inside the head was that the cylinders were broken. I think I showed this before, but show it again. You look in through the water pump hole in the front of the motor and you see the broken cylinder. The sleeves, it has wet sleeves. So I measured the diameter of the sleeves. And I have my other engine parts all stored on my old farm. So I got the man who lives there to go and measure me a sleeve for a diesel. And looking at the top of the head here, you see this, there's a ring here where my fingernail is, goes all around. That's actually a little crack where the edge of the sleeve touches the block. I measured the distance across between the one side to the other. And I had him measure the outside circumference of a diesel sleeve. And they were the same size, which means if I punch these sleeves out of here, I can just drop diesel sleeves in. Now, that said, there's 3 different styles of sealing rings that go on the diesel sleeves, and I have at least 2 of the different varieties in different models of my engines up there at the farm, so I'm going to have to seek out and find which one is the right one.